It did last time. He probably could have used the caffeine.
I don't know how that's going to help you. Which one's yours?
The light colored one. It's backwards. I know.
It's acceptable, though. That didn't work. There we go. Yeah, I went with tea again. It's probably not the best idea, but it's the only one I've got. Should have gotten some birch beer instead. I keep trying to squeeze this cup.
Does it work?
No.
Yeah,
Maybe if I'm Greg.
but then the cup would be smushed. I gotta move my cup.
Still didn't work. I'm gonna pop one there or on your phone from another room and see if you can hear everything. I have the sound on, so it should be heard.
Or you can hear us bantering in the background.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool.
fine.
Whatever. Yeah, I can hear it.
That's all I needed. Oof, Greg. I'm superhero Meg. I still belch. Superheroes fart, Meg. Do they though? Sometimes. Typity type 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 type.
You can already hear them yelling in the background.
Of course. I can turn down the sensitivity on the microphone if you guys think it's too loud.
Can you help him read it? I'm going to close this door. You'll need to knock it off.
What is that name again?
It is not words, Alyssa. That is not a word. That is gibberish.
I just think that it's different.
There
Hey,
you go.
it didn't sound too loud, right? Everything sounded okay?
Yeah, everything sounded fine.
Okay, with Alyssa going blah 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 blah. I like that. What name is that? What did I just use English? No, dear. No, you didn't.
God.
I'll switch it in a minute.
Our children are home.
20 seconds. It'll be fine. They'll be, you know.
I'm cold.
They'll be our children.
Yeah.
Does Greg get cold?
I don't know.
Does he feel temperature?
I don't know. Ask Jamie.
These are all questions I need answers to. She's on. She just followed me.
She's probably the only viewer we have right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She's who we're doing this for.
I know.
Well, I'm doing this because you giggle at it, so I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. It's 7 o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock. I think it's under this one.
I don't. Is it? It's live.
No, it's not live.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Okay, I don't got anything yet on my phone. Oh.
Book?
You
Should
do
I
have
pull
on
it up
your
from my phone? I can pull it up
Because
from
if
my
I'm
phone.
reading 2, I need a copy, and Here Comes Our Kids already.
Naturally.
God dang it.
The little girl skipped down the hallway merrily.
Mommy?
She
Yes.
said,
I am being beckoned. All right. Laugh at me. Nope, they're all the same. Stop.
Can I get the There's even reds.
Okay, you want strawberry?
Yes!
we are going to sugar the children up
This is a great
because
idea.
it worked so well last time.
Look, and dropped it
That,
for
you
me.
know.
That was
Put
so
that
funny.
down. Thank you.
Mommy, you dropped your phone. It was so funny.
Stop it.
I got it. What? Stop.
I just threw Fun Dip at them. They'll work for like, what, 10 minutes?
At least. Jesus.
What?
How many new books do you add on here daily?
Oh, they're free.
It doesn't matter. Oh, we're there, by the way.
I know. I have bookmark. We're in chapter 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nope.
4 hours. 4 hours left in the book? That is a lie. It takes me a lot longer to... Is there a faster way to get back to the beginning? What is this sorcery? It's amazing.
Okay. Bookmark.
Bookmark. Bookmark.
All right. So, I guess we are going to attempt to read Fear and... What were we playing?
We're going to read a book that's written by the wonderful villain leading in the chat right now, Fear and Furries by Jamie Jackson.
No.
What?
Not.
That's not
That's
not
not
right.
right.
That's not. Oh no. Sorry, Fear and Furries. Fury. Fear and Fury
There you go.
by Jamie Jackson.
See? Book. Okay.
Look, it's in the background. You guys can see. Actually, I should point that way.
There
It's
you
that
go.
way.
There it is. It's over there. It's also right here. There it is. All right. Okay.
You didn't warn me of any of this stuff.
Oh.
Content and trigger warnings. You no.
He'll be fine.
I'm very sensitive.
No, he's not.
All right. So what are we doing? Are you reading the narrator and I'm just doing all of the people talking?
I don't know. Do you want? What do you want? Do you want me to?
There's a lot of narration in the first chapter.
You're much better at narrating than I am.
I am not.
I guess I can read Meg. You want me to read Meg?
That's up to you.
I'll read Meg.
So you want me to read the narrator?
Yes,
I'll be
read-
the narrator.
Because I can do that.
Narration by Greg. Chapter 1. I am the monster that lives inside your head. Hold on. That was melodramatic. Let me start over.
It's not in Greg's head, though.
I know that. It doesn't have to be in Greg's head. I'm the narrator. I could pick random British guy.
Okay.
I'm the monster that lives inside your head. Hold on. That was melodramatic. Let me start over.
No.
No?
No.
No, just snarky Meg.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For real this time. Chapter 1. I'm the monster that lives inside your head. Hold on, that was melodramatic. Let me start over. I'm not the kind of person who should have been given superpowers. I'm hardly what you would call a hero. I'm not even sure I would qualify as an anti-hero. More like Peter Parker before he was Spider-Man, when he committed that one selfish petty act that led to his Uncle Ben dying. You know the scene in the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire? Where he lets the guy steal the cash from the dick who won't give him his prize money from winning that cage match? That one. No, I haven't read the comics. You're dragging us off topic. Unlike Peter, I didn't learn my lesson from it, and that's my attitude all the time. But I guess when your power is literally fear, it's a little hard not to lean toward villainy. Wait, we're getting off on the wrong foot. Hi, I'm Megara. Meg for short. Look, don't ask me. My parents were huge on Greek history and mythology. I don't know why they picked it. I mean, it could be because the people the tales were about were real. Not gods, Jesus. They think they were the first heroes and villains. All the heroes of legend had powers. Beowulf, real person. Grendel and his mother, real people. Hercules, real person. Gilgamesh, real person. Want me to go on? Because I can. For a while, the heroes and villains disappeared from the world. And then sometime in the 1940s or so, they started coming back. We were born with these abilities. Spider-Man? No, he's not real, but for some reason no one wants movies and TV shows about us. Just the made-up heroes. What do you mean is New York real? No, it's made up too. I mean, they based it on Malice City where I live, but no, it's not real. Are you okay? How many fingers am I holding up? Then stop asking stupid questions, Greg.
Hey.
That's not nice. Hold on, we're getting off topic again. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. For the record, I don't go clubbing, I don't drink, and I don't do drugs. I mean, I tried them once at a party, and the results were, well, not good. For everyone else, you only need one unintentional bloodbath in your life, I think. You won't find anything in the news about it. That got covered up. You only get one. Since then, it's been nonstop recruitment attempts from both sides. I remember there was this one, come on, say it dramatically with me, evil doer, who just would not leave me alone, like calling at all times, boombox outside my window, maggoty roses. Seriously, what is with that? Is that an all villains thing? He wanted us to rule the world together. Again, why? Do they not realize how much work that involves? It was like being stalked by Shaggy from Scooby-Doo's Evil Twin. The boombox? Please tell me you've seen Say Anything. Oh, come on, it's a classic. It's John Cusack. You know what? Never mind. Your own fault you're missing out. Stop changing the subject. Villain Boy did not like my response, but then again, I didn't like his don't take no for an answer attitude, so I feel like terrorizing him into ripping his own skin to shreds wasn't entirely undeserved. I don't pull that shit with the heroes, though. Villains don't really care about you killing other villains. Less competition, blah, blah, blah. Heroes, though. You kill one and it's like stepping on a fire anthill. The rest of them will come boiling out to bite and sting you, and they are relentless. It's bad enough that they're... Sorry, this part always makes me laugh. It's bad enough that they're like Jehovah's Witnesses, constantly knocking on my door. Have you thought about saving the world? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're super, get it, polite about it. But once they know where you live, and that you do answer the door, even if it's only occasionally and sometimes totally nude, they send someone by at least once a week to ask you that question. Literally, all I want to do is be left alone to live out my life, sometimes scaring the bejesus out of the local Karens. Awesome. Come on, you can't tell me that's not funny. Yes, I work in customer service. Why do you ask? Yes, it's retail. Again, is that important? No, I'm not going to tell you where. I don't need you rolling up to my place of work. You want me showing up at your job and harassing you? Didn't think so. Oh my god, fine. Suffice it to say it's a big box store. It's not Target. It's not Walmart. And it involves some ugly-ass khaki pants and an oversized green polo for a uniform. And that's all I'm going to tell you. I'm sorry, but you don't get to judge me for working a dead-end job instead of risking life and limb to save the ingrates. I'm not bulletproof, unlike some people. Oh, one more thing. I've got a really big bubble, so I'm going to need you to back on up out of my personal space. A little bit more. No, more. No, seriously, more. Anyway, on the dull gray Tuesday morning, our story starts. Come on, you know exactly where that line is from. I was working the customer service counter, and this guy walks in. You know how some people are just up to no good? They've got this twitch to them. He was like that. There was nothing else physically about him that would have made me say, oh, damn, things about to go wrong up in here. Just that you could tell he was nervous about something. And he wasn't a villain. Those you can spot from like a mile away. I think it's the spandex costumes. I'm kidding. They don't really dress like that. Otherwise, it would make getting away with things a lot harder. Back to the twitchy dude. I was trying to place him because he looked familiar, you know? Like, I should know this guy. I have to have met him before. And then he takes out a gun and starts waving it around while screaming at one of our cashiers, Lauren. So now, of course, we have screaming customers and security is nowhere to be seen. Like, what do we even pay you for, Chad? So I walk over. Yeah, I know. I just said I'm not bulletproof, and I don't do the hero stuff because I don't want to die. Hold your horses. This was literally because once someone like that actually starts shooting, I'm at as much risk as anyone else of dying.
Hey, Lauren, you and your boyfriend need to take this outside.
I tell her. They both stare at me. I think that's the girl. You want to do the girl?
I guess. Okay. Meg, what the actual fuck? Aren't you calling the police? That's Chad's job. I think that's you.
I will shoot this cheating bitch. I swear to God I will. The guy screams at me, and I place him. It's actually Lauren's boyfriend. Ha!
Look, Mike, I don't care if you shoot her. Just take it outside. You're scaring the other customers and making my job harder.
Lauren just stares at me, mouth agape.
Are you fucking serious right now? Like a heart attack.
I say cheerfully.
Seriously, take it outside.
Even Mike is staring at me, like he can't believe I'm advocating him shooting her.
That's yours.
What the fuck, Meg? He says.
Okay, so I'm getting tired of repeating myself. Take it outside, or else.
Or else what? His voice was shaking because it starts with the whispers. At first, it's just sighing, almost like the wind, then the giggles. If I let them go long enough, it escalates to the shrieking, screaming, and howling.
Or else my friends are going to get involved, and you don't want that.
I say. The long black shadows on the floor are elongating, stretching, reaching, and the figures are brushing my shoulders, curling down my arms to flow through the air, their long-fingered hands grazing the floor. Okay, so this is where it tends to get dicey, especially with people who are armed. It's exactly why I worry about getting shot, but Mike was pissing me off because the fucker just would not listen to me. Lauren too, but if I did this to her, she'd piss all over the floor, and I am not cleaning that up. If the two of them had just stepped outside, I could have just hammered the fear into him right at the door with less risk of getting shot in the first place. Fortunately for me, at that point, Mike ran instead of shooting at anyone. Regular people can't see the figures. They can definitely sense them. And sometimes that results in firing in random directions. So yeah, risky. I let the whispers, figures, and shadows go. They faded away back into the ether they come from. You know, it's the figures that convince me hell is probably real. But since they seem to like me, I'm not super concerned about it. Lauren got to leave early. Okay, yeah, it was to go down to the police precinct to fill out a report or press charges. I don't know. I avoid going to the police altogether, so I'm not sure how all that works. Still, she got to leave her shift early, and I got yelled at by the manager for not calling the police for getting involved in the first place. Oh, and also for being mean to Lauren. He also told me I'm lucky he wasn't going to fire me. I mean, Jesus, people, I got him to leave and not actually shoot her, right? See, this shit right here is why I won't be a hero. No gratitude for a job well done. And I did it without anyone dying. Let's see Bulletproof pull that off. What with projectiles ricocheting off of him to hit innocent bystanders, for fuck's sake. Okay, maybe that was only the one time, not the point. Yes, that is actually his superhero name. What gave you the idea that they would be, original? Also, you notice how none of them showed up to save Lauren? Yeah, typical, because they have bigger problems to deal with. The only time one of you little people is going to get saved by one of them is if they happen to run across you while you're in trouble. And if that happens, it's probably Vigilante, who I've heard of, but fortunately haven't had the displeasure of meeting, because he lives for that shit. Everyone knows he works alone, so he hasn't tried to recruit me. Other than that, y'all are on your own. Moving on. So, once my shift was actually over, don't ask me why the store didn't just close. Gotta get that money, I guess. And I got to leave. I got the unpleasant surprise of being approached in the parking lot by a hero in civvies. Again, where was he while people were actually in danger? And yes, I can tell a hero from a non-hero. It's in the strut. I was barely out the doors when he came up to me. This was a new development, because usually they show up at my apartment.
Not interested.
I told him. I only paused to check for cars, otherwise I would have marched right by him. My brain registered tall, blonde, broad-shouldered, muscular, t-shirt, jeans, chucks, no cologne, no hand lotion, in that automatic person nearby assessment way. He looked startled. I haven't even said anything yet.
Yep, I know. I also know that you're going to say, and, like I said, not interested.
I started across the parking lot because I needed to reach the bus stop up at the street. After the day I had, I didn't need to miss my bus on top of everything else. What was I going to say? He asked, falling into step next to me.
The world is in danger, blah, blah, blah. It's like weekly with you guys. At least the villains leave me alone now.
Well, the world is in danger, and you have a unique set of skills.
You know, I feel like that's not entirely true. So, like, go away.
Which part? I stopped walking to face him, my chin raised, partially because I'm stubborn, and partially because I had to tilt my head back to look him in the eye as the children come down the hallway.
Hello, ma'am.
I know when it's by myself.
Oh, great. Where are you going?
This
Oh, God,
is...
she's getting scissors.
That's probably not a good thing.
Okay.
Let's just say, on a scale of 1 to she can tell that he's not wearing cologne, she can tell he's not wearing cologne, okay?
It works. Us sisters have worked.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And she's throwing it away.
The child exclaimed excitedly.
I said hi, Sa. The sisters have worked.
Congratulations. Go eat your fun dip.
Go eat your fun dip.
Go. Shoot.
Wait a minute, where are we at?
I stopped walking to face him, my chin raised, partially because I'm stubborn, and partially because I just tilt my head back to look at him in the eyes.
Yeah, that. Tilt my head back to look him in the eye. I've been told I look dainty, which I think is nice code for small, breakable, and non-threatening in appearance.
Seriously, do you not know how to take a hint? I'm not interested in joining any Mary Save the World bands.
Noted, but that isn't what I was going to say.
Uh-huh.
I said skeptically.
You weren't going to do that at what every other hero who's been sent to talk to me did?
Nope.
Then what the fuck do you want?
I wanted to ask you out. I laughed.
I'm sorry, what?
I wanted to ask you to go to dinner with me.
What, is this like a new thing now? Ask me on a date so you can trap me in public while you do your sales pitch?
I asked suspiciously. Absolutely not.
And then what is it?
I wanted to know what his angle was. Literally just asking you out.
Okay.
I said.
The answer is no. So bye now.
And I walked away. I don't date, heroes or otherwise. I don't need the complication. He followed me. Tell me why not. I stopped again, turning to face him.
Pretty sure I don't owe you an explanation. No is no is no, which supposedly for being good guys, you all don't seem to get.
Huh, he said. You might have a point,
Tell me about it.
I said, rolling my eyes.
So once again, bye.
I started back up the pavement. Wait, he said, rushing after me. Could you just tell me over coffee why you don't want to join us? I swear not to try and convert you, and not as a date. Just explain it, and I promise to get the other heroes to stop harassing you about it. I stopped, considering. The offer was tempting. I'm not kidding when I say they're coming by weekly. Okay, sometimes it's not heroes, it's whatever poor greenhorn the military has fobbed the job.
Hold on. Let me close their door.
It's whatever poor greenhorn the military has fobbed the job off on that day. What? Who do you think pays their salary? You think they're just running around saving the world for free? No, there's an entire branch. Wait, department? You know what? Let's just go with branch that oversees their operations. Of course, that doesn't mean the heroes don't play loosey-goosey with the rules. Are you going to be the one to tell the guy with laser eyes that, according to his contract, he can't do that? Didn't think so. Which made this an easy decision.
You swear it's not a date? Just coffee.
Just coffee.
And you'll get the rest of them to leave me alone?
Absolutely. I can't make any guarantees that the villain harassment won't pick back up, though.
Ha!
I said.
After what I did to Mirage, I doubt it.
Yes, that's the evildoer I mentioned earlier. Congratulations, you solved it. You want a cookie? That was you?
Who the fuck else can get people to tear their own skin off?
Well, Flair...
Correction. Flair peels your skin off himself. His victims do not do it to themselves.
I know, because he told me so himself when he invited me to join him. Said something creepy about how he wanted to watch them do it to themselves instead. I think he got the point when I made it clear I'm not into that. The hero cleared his throat. On that cheerful note, what's the next morning you have off?
Friday.
Great, he said. I'm free that day too. Well, I have any morning I want off.
Uh-huh.
I said. Must be nice getting to demand whatever schedule you feel like following. Anyway, he said as he took a few steps back from me, I'll pick you up at your apartment.
You know where it is?
Yup.
Of course you do.
See you Friday. He smiled at me and took off. I mean, literally took off because he flew straight up into the air. I had to cover my ears because of the sonic boom his wake created.
Great.
I grumbled.
That better not be how he picks me up.
There was an insistent knocking sound, a rapping noise loud enough to wake me up. Blearily, I opened my eyes. My head was facing my bedroom door. My apartment is done in those typical beige and brown colors because the landlord is cheap. So, looking at my door didn't tell me anything of interest, and it was too early to be up.
Go away,
I muttered, pulling the pillow over my head and hoping whoever was knocking would get the message. Sorry, is that me? Yes, the noise didn't stop.
Go away.
I tried a louder volume. That didn't work either, so I sat up and yelled.
Go away!
I was greeted by the sight of the hero from the parking lot at my window. Considering I live in a third-floor apartment, this was not a normal occurrence, even with heroes constantly bugging me. I jumped out of the bed and scurried over to the window.
What are you doing?
I hissed at him as I opened it.
It's bad enough my neighbors think I'm in some sort of program or a dealer. What the fuck are they gonna think when they start seeing people floating outside my window?
Hello to you too, he said, climbing in through the window. I tried your door first, but you didn't answer, and after 15 minutes I was starting to get looks from the people next door to you.
So you thought my window was going to look better than that?
Well, I didn't want them to think I was a bad kind of guy.
Uh-huh. And you still think the window would look better?
Better than me breaking down the door to make sure you weren't dead? I wouldn't want you to lose your security deposit.
Hardy har har,
I said.
Why are you here?
We're supposed to get coffee together, remember?
Damn it.
I said. I had been hoping he would forget, and if hero harassment, promise or not.
Okay, look, go wait in the living room or something so I can shower.
He headed out my bedroom door.
And don't go looking through my stuff.
I yelled after him. I took the time to wash my hair. It's long, thick, and curly. I mean, we're talking tight, bouncy ringlets that I can't just brush because otherwise I look like a damn poodle, and it takes forever to wash and dry. But I was going to make him wait on me because I was hoping he would get tired of twiddling his thumbs and leave. Then, just to be a brat, I got it tamed back into a ponytail. And now, the real question, makeup or no makeup? Makeup would mean he waits longer, but I don't want him to think I'm putting in any effort for him. Foundation is a pain in the ass anyway. I can never pick the right shade. I've got Mediterranean coloring, so I constantly look tanned. My parents may or may not have been so into Greece because of their ancestry, like my big fat Greek wedding levels of love. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, makeup. Eyeliner is even worse. I have gray eyes, but the shade constantly shifts from light to dark. They look almost black when I call to the whispers. I know because I've done it and then looked in a mirror. You can't tell me you wouldn't be curious too. So yes, I have vacillated for a while on the subject of makeup and decided on going barefaced. What? It takes time and effort to be this inconsiderate. When I finally came out, I was dressed in ripped skinny jeans, a tank top, and knockoff Chucks. What? Did you think I was going to dress up for him? Even if I had sweats, I would have dressed down even further. He was still in my apartment, sitting on my couch, head cocked to the side. Damn it.
What are you doing?
Your downstairs neighbors are arguing about whether nochi is made of potatoes.
So you eavesdrop too?
I can't really shut it off, and sometimes you hear some useful stuff.
Uh-huh. Are we going? Actually, where are we going?
Look, I don't get out much. I go to work, I go home, that's about it. I like to remain blissfully unaware of life outside my four walls. There's a coffee shop just down the street.
So we're walking?
I could...
Nope. Walking is fine.
We headed out the door and down the stairs before he said anything else. Are you afraid of flying?
No, I just don't want to be caught dead out in public with you.
I'm not afraid of flying per se, but I don't owe him the whole truth. What? I don't know this dude from Adam. He's lucky I'm going anywhere with him at all. He looked around us at the people coming up and down the sidewalks. We are going out in public.
Yeah, but not like that, genius, because you're in civvies. If you were in costume, I would, 1, refuse to go anywhere with you, and 2, definitely wouldn't have let you in my apartment. So if I let you fly me anywhere, everybody would know exactly what you are.
Yes, the heroes wear costumes, unlike the villains, because they want people to be able to identify them. Not spandex, though. At least, not that I've seen. You say that like you're not one of us.
Because I'm not.
Except you are, he insisted. You've got powers. That makes you...
What, unique? Special?
I said, with exaggerated finger quotes.
They don't make me better than anybody else. They just make me more dangerous. And by golly gee willikers, does the world need higher numbers for more dangerous people in it?
So you could help?
Nope.
But...
You said no more trying to convince me.
We had reached the coffee shop. The sign above it declared the name The Toasted Bean, but didn't head in yet. Instead, we stood on the sidewalk, blocking the doors. He stared at me, hands in his pockets. Yeah, you're right, but you also said you would tell me why you don't want to be a hero. So why not?
Because I don't want to.
I headed into the coffee shop and straight for the counter at the back. It smelled of, predictably, coffee. There were deep leather couches, wingback chairs, and little two-seater tables scattered around. All of it done in a mix of dark and bright colors. I don't think they went for eclectic, but I think they went for eclectic, but just ended up not matching.
Hey, medium roast, black, please. Sure, what size?
Chirped the barista. Blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, huge smile on her face, black uniform with a black apron, and no name tag. She looked entirely too cheerful.
I don't know. Large? Do you have buckets?
She laughed, and I found that annoying. I knew that I wasn't really annoyed with her, although her peppy attitude this early in the morning was grating. I'm not a morning person, so everything this early in the day is grating. Either way, she gave me a large cup of coffee.
That'll be $3.47 with tax.
Hold on, said the hero behind me. I've got it. Can you add a whole milk cinnamon dolce latte to that order? Medium?
Oh my god.
I said, casting him a side eye.
Are you serious?
I like lattes. I like lattes a latte. He said.
Snob.
I said, stalking off to a table. I watched the barista flirt with him as she was getting him his drink. I snorted. I guess he's kind of cute if you're into that Archer as a blonde pretty boy look. And he did have a nice smile. What? I said I don't date, not that I don't look. I'm still human. Sometimes a girl has needs. Once he had his drink, he came to sit down with me. I twisted his cup around so the number and name written on it faced him.
Tiffany, I want you to call her.
I sneered. She even put a little heart over the I. I'm not interested in Tiffany. The expression on his face was serious. Okay, fine. I was being bratty. He's a tiny bit more rugged than pretty boys usually are. Jesus, that jawline was genuinely strong-looking.
Then what are you interested in, Mr. No Name?
I asked, jerking my eyes up to meet his. Dark brown, determined, a hint of warmth lurking in the depths. I was going to need to find somewhere else to look. It's Greg, he said. And I'm interested in why you won't be a hero. Well, also sort of interested in why you're not a villain. You've got the prickly personality.
I just told you I don't want to.
Want to what?
Be one, either. Just don't want to.
There has to be more to it, he insisted.
Nope.
He sat back in his chair, one hand on his cup, the other resting on the table, which gave me the opportunity to follow the lines of muscle up his arm. What? Strong forearms and biceps are hot. As long as the dude doesn't end up looking like Popeye. I flicked my eyes back to his face. I don't think that's all there is, he said.
Maybe I just don't want to get shot.
I said. Don't believe it. I mean, I do believe it. That you don't want to get shot. It hurts.
You've been shot.
Yeah, well, kind of.
Kind of?
It was a rocket launcher. I threw my hands up.
See? That shit right there. I don't have invisibility. Jesus Christ, how many powers do you have? Why are you guys harassing someone who only has one?
He leaned forward. Because you're underutilizing it. And you're a serious threat unless you're on the right side. I laughed.
You can't be serious. I used to make people rethink their stupid-ass decisions and occasionally murder themselves. There's no way I am as powerful as that.
Yeah, what about the high school party? I paled.
That was different. There were drugs involved. I can't do anything like that normally, and it's all concentrated on a single person.
Which wasn't entirely true. There's a bit of a bystander effect, a feeling of unease in the air that everyone can sense. They don't start ripping at themselves and screaming unless I'm focusing on them. But he interrupted me before I could explain any of that, and I probably wouldn't have told him the whole truth anyway. No, he said. I read the file they've got on you. All the drugs did was lower your inhibitions. You're dangerous, and you're one bad romance away from...
Excuse me? One bad romance?
Yes, one tragedy or betrayal, and you'll end up down a road...
Okay.
I said, standing up.
Conversation over. You're being ridiculous, Greg. A bad breakup is not going to turn me into some kind of rampaging psychopath. Keep your promise and keep the others from pissing me off.
I stalked out and then swore because I forgot my coffee and there was no fucking way I was going back in there to get it.
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
I hope that you are enjoying this. This is actually minimal interruptions in the last time that we did this.
Yeah.
Because our kids have fun dip. And that's a mistake, probably.
Apparently that works, but yeah. They will be bouncing off the walls in about an hour.
Yep.
At least.
And it'll have to put them to bed, and it'll be ridiculous. But, on to chapter 2.
On to chapter 2. Next morning, I was back in customer service. I mean, that's literally all they have me do. Stand there, help with returns and pickups. Sometimes I get to listen to people complain about the gift registry. But today, none of my coworkers would talk to me. Apparently, after taking a couple days off to recover, Lauren had told everyone about how I told her now ex-boyfriend to go ahead and shoot her. So, guess who's the pariah? Hint, it's not Lauren. And of course, despite it being the weekend, the store was dead. Word probably got out about the attempted shooting, so I bet shoppers will avoid this store for a couple weeks before they forget all about it. It felt like my coworkers were actively trying not to send the few people who were there my way, just so I wouldn't have anyone to talk to. Joke's on them. Best work day ever. A better punishment would have been to send every little problem my way, but I made sure to loudly complain about being bored and lonely, just in case they caught on. And apparently, that's what they wanted to hear. You'd think they'd realize I'm not a people person, but nope, idiots. So yeah, it was going well until Greg came in. I saw him coming through the doors, doing the I'm a cool dude brush back of his hair. Then he looked around and headed straight to me. Hey, he said.
What are you doing here?
I came to talk to you.
I thought you said you guys would stop coming to talk to me.
I said I would convince the others to stop harassing you, not that I wouldn't come talk to you myself. I scowled at him.
Well, you can go now because I'm on the clock and I'll get in trouble if I'm standing here chit-chatting.
Okay, well, how about you help me while we chit-chat?
Sure. You got a return or a pickup?
No.
Oh well, can't help you then. Maybe talk to one of the guys on the floor and they can help you find what you're looking for.
I told him cheerfully. But I want you to help me, he said earnestly.
Look.
I said.
As cute as you think you're being, I don't want or need your attention. I'm doing just fine on my own.
He eyed me silently for a moment. Are you? He asked.
Yuppers.
Okay, hard way then. I want to speak to your manager. I stared at him, bemused.
I'm sorry, what?
I want to speak to your manager.
For what? Why?
Because you're refusing to help me.
Are you trying to get me fired?
I hissed at him. I mean, that would be your own fault, wouldn't it? For refusing to do your job. I stood there glaring at him because technically he was right.
Fine.
I snapped.
What are you looking for, sir?
Light bulbs.
Aisle 9, over by automotive. Bye now.
I need help finding aisle 9, he said.
Are you...
I stopped and had to lower my voice.
Are you fucking kidding me? I can't leave the desk. Go find your stupid light bulbs and then come back here.
When he came back, he had 3 different packages. Hey, he said. What's the difference between 60 and 120 watt? And what about this one? It says something about being for dimmers.
I don't know. I'm not an electrician. I just buy the ones that look like they'll work.
He gave me a hard stare and leaned forward on the desk, which put him uncomfortably close to me. With so little distance between us, I could smell his shampoo, body wash, and also the faint scent of lemons. See? Uh-huh. I knew there was lemons in there somewhere. Okay? I knew there was lemons.
Somebody has been justified.
I remembered somebody smelling like lemons. Maybe that's in his shampoo or his body wash. I don't know. But I knew he had...
sucks on lemons.
I knew he had lemon
so he can
scent.
feel something.
That's right. He can't be sour on the outside, so he'll just have sour on the inside.
Yes. Okay.
Doesn't matter which light bulbs you buy, Greg. They're all going to be brighter than you. Ooh, Meg, that hurts. What? I have a sensitive... See, she has a sensitive nose, too.
You said it.
You said it. I'm just reading the words on the page here, okay? What? I have a sensitive nose. No one has super smell. How fucking useless would that be? Hello, I'm a human bloodhound. Okay, maybe it would have some very limited uses. Regardless, Greg was in my bubble, so I stepped back from the counter to get some space. That was when my manager decided to show up. Meg, he said irritably. Save the flirting for when you're off the clock. Greg laughed. Oh, no, dude. I'm trying to figure out light bulbs. She's not my type.
Excuse me?
I said. I'm not sure why I was offended in that moment, but I was. Also, he's the one who asked me out, so what the fuck? If I'm not his type, then why is he still hanging around? Then answer his questions and get him checked out, Meg. He left. I glared at his back. Greg tapped the counter. So, light bulbs.
Who is your type? Tiffany?
No, he said. Why? Jealous?
As if.
Oh yeah, I totally imitated Cher. No, I fucking didn't, but you better know what movie that's from, or we can't be friends. You seem awfully focused on Tiffany. He sounded pleased, and I was not going to encourage that, so I switched subjects.
Unless wherever you live has dimmer switches, you don't want those light bulbs. And if you can't see in the dark, you want the 120 watt. So I can either ring you up here or let you go flirt with one of the cashiers instead. I hear Lauren is on the rebound.
I handed the package of bulbs to him. He took them, his fingers brushing mine. Look, Meg, come with me.
Come with you where?
I asked, suspicious of the subject change. Just one mission, he begged. I can protect you, make sure you don't get shot. Just give it a chance. How can you know you don't want to be a hero when you've never tried it? I know you don't want to be a villain. I bristled, not because he was wrong, but because I don't like people telling me what I do or don't want.
How would you know that I want to be?
Just once, he insisted. Once, and if you absolutely don't want to do it anymore, I'll leave you alone. All of us will leave you alone. I mean, other than keeping tabs on you to make sure you don't actually turn, which you will if...
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not going to turn. This isn't a bad romance novel or some sort of villain trope where the poor, misunderstood evildoer just needs love to save her.
I rolled my eyes, and who is he to judge the way I'm living my life? Look, he said, my instincts on this type of stuff are pretty accurate, so if you would...
No.
I said.
Your instincts this time are wrong. Find another girl to save, and now I would appreciate it if you get checked out before my manager comes back and you do actually get me fired.
There's like a pause here.
Yeah.
See, this is the one that always trips me up.
I know, because it's on the next page instead of the pause. There's a pause in the book.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Their screams were still in my dreams. I woke up in a sweat. Fucking Greg. If he would stop bringing it up, maybe I wouldn't be having nightmares again. The whispers were there, just behind me, sighing in my ears.
Shut up.
I said. They went quiet. That's the thing about fear. It can't actually do anything to you. It's what it makes you do to yourself. But sometimes the whispers, figures, and shadows like to keep me company. And nightmares bring them out more often. I looked at the clock. 3 a.m. Great. It was going to take me forever to fall back asleep. I flopped back down onto the pillows. Then I heard the tapping at my window.
Nevermore.
I yelled at it. It got more insistent.
For fuck's sake, Greg.
I yelled, throwing the blankets off me.
For the last time.
I marched up to the window. That's when the face with red eyes loomed out of the darkness and thrust itself onto the glass.
Motherfucker.
I screamed and fell backwards. It giggled, rubbing its face back and forth. It was flat, not quite human, caught in the uncanny valley of like but not like, as if its shape had begun melting away. Meg, it called. But it didn't do anything else, other than be insanely creepy, that is. It continued to watch me, and then it started licking the glass with a pink tongue, long and flat like a dog's, leaving streaks of drool across the window.
Oh, gross.
I said. I got up.
Look, I'm going to tell you what I told the others. Go the fuck away, because I'm not interested in whatever you have to offer.
But Meg, it said, you know you want to. Come on, Meg. Terrify me. The voice was low and growling in pitch, and slightly muffled by the glass.
Okay.
I said.
But remember, you asked for it.
The whispers were back, the shadows elongating, stretching, and rising, the figures eddying in the air like sharks in the water. They were at the window and getting louder, going from sighs to childlike giggles. The thing grinned at me. It had very, very white fangs. Is that all you got, Meg? I frowned.
Tough customer.
I pushed harder. The whispers were howling, the figures swirling, their long fingered hands reaching through the window. They can go through glass, just not walls. What? Look, I don't make the rules. The whispers and figures are capricious. But then the children came down the hallway. Maybe?
Nope, I don't know.
Sounds like it's a bathroom break. Bathroom break.
Someone's going pee.
Okay.
Perfect timing, right in the
Perfect
middle of this
timing.
intense
That's right.
scene.
Look, I don't make the rules. The whispers and figures are capricious. But then they turned away from it and came floating, swirling, reaching for me.
What the fuck?
I backed up, but they kept coming.
Oh, shit.
I said, even though logically I knew they couldn't physically hurt me. They flung themselves at me, and I turned and ran like a fucking idiot. But I never encountered a villain who could turn my power against me, so I guess it was understandable. I stopped halfway down the hall when I realized how stupid I was being and turned and waved a hand at them.
Begone.
Which wasn't necessary. Mostly it's just dramatic effect. They dissipated. I went back into my room, but the face was gone. Damn it! was going to have to find Greg.
You just had to get an apartment that had tons of natural light, didn't you?
I muttered to myself every time I started to nod off. I spent the rest of the night camped out on the floor of my galley kitchen, sitting with my back against the cabinets. I had kept sliding into the side of the fridge where it stuck out, not because it's a deep fridge, but because the counter and cabinets are extra shallow. I think you're underestimating exactly how cheap my landlord is. I hid there because it was the only section of the apartment where I had something I could hide behind out of view of the windows other than the bathroom or closets, but I didn't want to be trapped in there. Now that the sun was up, I felt really silly. Still, I cautiously poked my head out, checking the sliding glass doors in the living room for any sign of life. Nothing. The balcony was empty. Hopefully, Creepy McCreeperson only comes out at night. I'm totally down with sleeping on the floor for the foreseeable future, if I have to. Or moving. I tried to remember when my lease was up. Hadn't I just renewed the stupid thing a couple months ago? I kicked the blankets off my feet and padded back to my room, peering around the door and at the window. There was nothing there, other than the dried streaks of drool spread across the glass. I showered and dressed in record time. I even locked the bathroom doors, which I never do because I live alone. I didn't even lock them when Greg was here, and I barely know him. And then looked like a crazy person peeking through the crack in my door before I left my apartment. I mean, yeah, it had a peephole, but you can't see everything. At least I had this morning off from work. I was scheduled to work the closing shift, which was good because I needed the time to find Greg and warn him about the thing from last night. Look, I said I don't want to be a hero, but I'm not so much of a jerk that I'll hide relevant villain info from them. Seriously? That's the impression you got from me?
Greg.
I whispered into the cool morning air. He had super hearing. He should hear me if he's nearby, right? A beat passed, and I tried again, raising my voice.
Greg.
No response.
Yeah.
I hesitated there, thinking.
Hey!
I called out.
If one of you weirdos see Greg, can you tell him I need to talk to him?
He said they were still going to be watching me, so it was worth a try, right? I headed to the coffee shop from Friday. Who knows, maybe Tiffany knew where he was. She wasn't the barista at the counter when I got there. Instead, it was some gangly dude with green hair sporting a ton of facial piercings. Like, kudos to you, dude, because I could not stand having needles through my face that many times. I haven't even pierced my ears. I don't have any tattoos either because needles.
Hey.
I said to him.
When's Tiffany gonna be in? I gotta ask her a question.
We don't tell customers when specific people are working. Liability problem. I considered scaring him into telling me anyway. I didn't because I didn't want to hear Greg's opinion on it, which was weird since normally I wouldn't have cared. Instead, I just got a large coffee to go and was headed out the door when I almost walked into someone. A tall, thin man, his limbs seeming just a tad too long. He had sallow skin and black hair with a pronounced widow's peak. He made me think of a vampire. No, vampires aren't real. Stay on track here. Whoa! Watch where you're going, little lady, he said, grinning at me. My smartass answer died on my lips when I saw he had very, very white teeth. And they looked kind of sharp. Instead, I skirted around him, keeping to a walk up the street. He watched me until I turned a corner. At that point, I dropped the coffee and ran for it. I tore my apartment looking for the business card Bulletproof had left me the one time he had been sent to stop by. It had managed to get wedged under the bookcase. 44 Braxton Road was all it said. No phone number. I pulled up the maps on my phone. Downtown. I was going to have to take the train because I live on the outskirts of Malice City in this weird mix of borough, commerce, and suburbia. A little bit of searching and I realized I was going to have to deal with taking a bus to the train station and then 2 bus transfers to get crisscrossed over to his section of the city. Subway would be faster, but I wasn't chancing that. What if I had to use my power with a shit ton of people trapped in a enclosed tube with me? Jesus, I'm an asshole, not a fucking monster. Either way, the trip could be worse. Could be better. I left my apartment and headed for the bus stop at the main complex entrance. I ended up calling out sick from work on the way because I had no idea how long this was going to end up taking me. What if I ended up having to wander around downtown looking for Greg or a hero who could bring him to me? I didn't need to get fired for being a no-show. It took for fucking ever. And 44 Braxton Road? A motherfucking parking lot. Who uses a parking lot as their business address? Heroes. That's who. I swore to myself, pacing back and forth in front of the empty ticket station. I looked up and down the street. No one was really paying attention to me, so I went into the little booth. checking around for a secret button or entrance, anything that would prove this was some sort of cleverly disguised headquarters. But there was nothing, not even a phone.
How am I supposed to call you guys if I actually need to get a hold of you?
I kicked the wall and immediately regretted it.
Shit.
I yelped, hopping on one foot. You okay, Meg? Greg was poking his head around the door.
Where the hell have you been?
I yelled at him, mostly because my foot still hurt, not because I was concerned or something. Working, he said. I huffed.
Then where is everyone else? And why would you guys give me an address for a parking lot?
Maybe because it's not a parking lot? I waved my hand at the lot behind him.
Yes, it is.
It's not, but I'm not going to argue the semantics with you, he said. Why are you here, Meg? He sounded curious and hopeful. Well, I was not going to encourage that,
Oh, I don't know.
I said sarcastically.
Maybe because last night I encountered some creepy asshole who tried to turn my power against me.
He gave me a sharp look, then stepped into the booth with me. I hurriedly stepped backwards, bumping into the counter. There already wasn't much space, and with him in the booth, there wasn't any breathing room. The sudden intimacy of how close he was made me very aware of his body, and I could feel my face flush. Tell me what happened. He was looking down at me, his expression troubled. He seemed oblivious to the effect he was having on me, and I needed him to back up so I could get my thoughts corralled. I cleared my throat.
You're in my bubble.
This isn't a joke, Meg.
I'm not joking. Step back, Jesus.
He stepped back, so he was standing in the doorway. I eased away from the counter. He crossed his arms, leaned against the frame, and watched me. Well, he said at last. I had been distracted by the flex of his chest under his t-shirt. Jesus, Meg, stay on track. Not the time.
Well, what?
I hedged, because I didn't want him to know what I had just zoned in on. Don't be obstinate. What happened? It felt silly to say it out loud. I wasn't sure how to explain it without it sounding like a total overreaction. Meg, he said firmly.
Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how to say it without sounding fucking stupid.
He waited.
Okay, so last night there was this thing floating outside my window. At least I think it was floating. I'm a little fuzzy on the details since all I saw of it was its face.
And?
It had red eyes and fangs, and it licked the glass.
How was I supposed to describe it? The way its face seemed too loose to fit whatever it had for a skull, the way the skin sagged and dragged against the window with the tongue? I watched his jaw tighten. Is that all it did?
No, it told me to scare it.
At this point, I was frustrated because I couldn't figure out how to get the feeling of dread across to him without sounding like a giant chicken. And you listened to it? He said, exasperated.
Of course I did.
I snapped at him.
I figured it was another overconfident dumbass trying to recruit me for whatever stupid plan it had in mind. I didn't realize it was going to make the fear chase me.
He was looking me over. Did you get hurt?
No.
What happened after it turned your power against you?
I mean, I just released the power and the thing left.
And that's it?
Well...
And I wasn't sure what to say next, because it was just a guy at the coffee shop, right? I was just going to sound paranoid. Well, what?
I mean, I think he might have followed me to the coffee shop this morning.
How do you know?
He had... This is going to sound stupid. He had the same teeth.
The same teeth? He sounded dubious.
I said it was going to sound stupid.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, shut up.
I don't get you, Meg. You say you don't want to join us, but you come running here for help?
Look, jackass, I'm sorry for expecting some of you to do your damn jobs and hunt down the creepy ones.
I fired back at him.
If he can turn my powers against me, what do you think he's going to be able to do to the rest of you? But I guess fuck me for trying to warn you, right?
I started toward him. He didn't budge.
Move.
I said. Or what?
Fine, have it your way.
He asked me.
Alright, well, just keep going.
I hopped up onto the counter and went out the front window of the booth. Honestly, working those booths must really suck because they're totally open. What do they do during the winter? Greg came around to follow me. Meg, you can't leave.
Watch me.
He stepped in front of me. He'll be back, he told me.
Yep, and I'm on my own apparently, so thanks for nothing.
I glared at him.
You're going to get out of my way?
No, he said. I turned around and headed in the opposite direction. He darted back in front of me.
Dude, would you quit it?
Make me, he said.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We need to know if all he did was turn your power back on you. Can you still use it or not? He said, his tone brusque. Make me.
Are you serious right now? You're going to test me in the middle of the street in broad daylight. You couldn't just, I don't know, ask a question like a normal person?
I asked. No matter what he's angling for, I'm not going to be doing this down in the street where everyone can see. The heroes and villains know who I am, but not the normies. And I don't want or need the exposure. People don't need to know what I can do. He backed down a bit. You're right. I'm sorry. This isn't the place.
No shit, Sir Sherlock.
I said.
Now, if you excuse me, apparently I have to go survive on my own.
I didn't get to finish my sentence because he charged forward, scooped me up, and took off into the air. So then I was busy screaming, hiding my face, and clinging to his neck, like an idiot damsel in distress. Honestly, though, I didn't know that he wouldn't drop me, so it was a perfectly reasonable response to being kidnapped by someone who can slingshot himself straight up into the air. Shut up. What if I had used the fear on him and we crashed? Then I'm dead. He landed on top of a building once we were about 50 stories up. We were in the middle of downtown and surrounded by other towering skyscrapers, all steel and glass. I was surprised by the amount of heat there was as high as we were, although I suppose I shouldn't have been, with the way the sun was reflecting off all those windows. He set me down, and I staggered away from him, grateful for the firm concrete under my feet, but also super fucking pissed.
God damn it, Greg. What the fuck did you do that for?
I swung at him. He dodged it. You don't want to hit me, he warned me.
Why? Because it's assault? Because you fucking deserve it.
No, I totally deserve it, but you'll break your hand, and I don't want to hurt you, even indirectly. I glared at him. Why won't you use your power on me, Meg?
Because that would be stupid. I do a lot of stupid things, but not that stupid.
Well, I'm asking you to. We're up on top of a building. There's no one around to see what happens.
Oh, you mean not from the windows or anything? Because this isn't the tallest building around.
None of them are close enough to know what's going on.
You know, it's super weird that you're pushing for this. I am not feeding into some sort of kink you might have going on.
He snorted. You wish. No, it's because I literally can't hurt myself. I'm the safest bet to test whether the red-eye guy did anything more than turn your power back on you.
Red-eye guy? Is that what we're going to be calling him?
If you come up with something better, we can always change it.
Nope, it'll be stuck by that point.
You're procrastinating, he told me.
Fine.
I said, the warning in my voice.
Have it your way.
And I reached for them. The whispers came sighing in my ears, the light pressure of the figure's fingers sliding across my neck, shadows pooling at my feet. I told them to go after him. They did, the shadows, whispers, and figures converging on him, and for a moment nothing happened. And then he screamed. Greg dropped to his knees, clutching his head and screaming, and in a panic I screamed at them to leave, and they were gone. I hesitated, steps away from him. Where he knelt on the gravel, panting, I felt guilty watching him. The silence stretched on before he finally got to his feet. He wouldn't look at me. That made me feel worse. I don't like feeling worse than guilty.
You asked me to do it,
I said defensively. Right, he said. Let's not repeat that experience. I bristled.
I tried to tell you.
I know what you tried to tell me, he snapped. The fact that I made him angry made me feel smug. And then guilty again. Damn it. Wrong direction. He rolled his shoulders back, stretching his neck to the side. Okay, he said. So now we know your power is fine. I was silent. He started toward the edge of the roof.
Wait!
Whoop, that's you.
Wait!
I yelled.
Where are you going? How am I supposed to get down from here?
I have to go tell the others about Red Eye, he said. And the stairs are through there. He pointed at a door set in one of the corners of the roof behind me.
You're going to make me take the stairs after you dragged me all the way up here?
I thought you wouldn't be caught dead with me flying you around. I grimaced.
Yeah, but that was...
Before it was inconvenient for you?
Wow.
I said.
Way to be a dick and rub it in. I'm not the one who made it inconvenient for me.
He stepped up to me, looking down into my face. He was really tall. I practically had to crane my neck all the way back up to look at him. Sorry, all the way back to look up at him. Or, you know, I'm kind of short. Step on my feet, he said, his voice husky. And then hold on. I can show you the world. No chance, no way.
Oh no, you fucking don't. I'm taking the stairs. Bye.
And I spun on my heel and headed for the door.
Chapter 3. That's where we're going to leave off.
Yep, we're going to call it there.
Hopefully
the
y'all
end.
Enjoyed the snark and the Greg and all that fun stuff.
Greg Snark.
Greg Snark. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink.
Good idea. That is some good tea in this awesome cup. Good
I made
tea.
that cup. Look, I made this cup too. It's got Jace on it. You are welcome, Jamie.
Anytime, Jamie.
So,
anytime.
This one seriously needs a camera on him. I said it last time, and I mean it, because he came up with freaking hilarious things that I was trying desperately to not laugh and pee myself because 3 kids, and I was also folding laundry. So I'm going to ask him a couple questions, and he's going to answer them as if he is Greg.
I am Greg. Short for Gregor.
All right, so Greg, can you go bowling?
Bowling. Oh, the last time I went bowling, I can't go bowling anymore. The last time I went bowling, I turned the bowling alley into a regular alley.
All right, that's great. And what about birds?
I like to watch the birds.
Why do you like to watch the birds, Greg?
Because I wish I could fly.
But you can fly, Greg.
I know, but not like them.
What do you mean?
Well, if I just fly and flap my arms, I look stupid. And that would just be weird. And everybody would look at me funny, but they do it, and it's just so majestic and beautiful.
I suppose it is very majestic. Oh, my God. What else do I got? Now, what's it like to live with other heroes?
Oh, gosh. Other heroes. So, I don't really know any, it's a very lonely life.
I'm sure.
It's sad. It's really sad. I mean, it's very, very lonely. I don't know any of the other heroes that are in the building with me, except for Carl across the hallway. Carl is a very unique fellow with a very interesting gift. He's just loud.
And you have super hearing, so I bet that's really annoying.
Yeah, it sucks because it's just his power is like sonic booms. So like I create a boom when I break the sound barrier. No, he's like his power is strictly measured in dB, and it's terrible.
Oh, I bet.
It's awful. He's like the worst neighbor. I've lost my security deposit about 30,000 times over. Luckily, the government pays for everything for me. So I don't have to worry about any of that. But if I could pick a different person to live across the hallway from me, I would definitely pick someone that is not Carl. They should put him in the basement.
I don't know. I have love life on here. I don't know. Do you have a love life?
That's one of the things about me is that I'm invincible. I break razors faster than I can purchase them. It's crazy, I do not use hand lotion at all because my skin doesn't even get blemished, which is weird.
Must be nice.
It is nice. It is nice. I save money on that, by the way, actually.
But not on phones.
No, not on phones. I have no Kia what you're talking about. So, but one of the bad things about being invincible is that the only thing you can truly break is your heart.
Goodness. I'm so sorry, Greg.
It's rough. I'm sorry. I'm going to need a minute.
I don't know if we have anything else. I think it's been a while. I don't know, Jamie, if you have anything that you want us to randomly do, because really, honestly, half the stuff he does is off his top of his head, and
Straight off the cuff.
Never have a chance to actually record it, and I should just have a camera on him. My God, the other one says field questions for Greg. I didn't really come anything. I couldn't not giggle like an idiot while he was coming up with stuff. Where's my book? Where's my bookmark? Oh no, my book fire fell out. We're on chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
He's
so
been
I don't have too much. I really don't have too much, I guess, fodder for this.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I've only read 3 chapters so far of Fear and Furries.
Fury.
Fear and Furries. Got it. That's what I said.
That.
Wait, that's wrong?
That is
wrong. Oh, no. But I really like it, honestly. I think that Meg's a pretty fun character. Greg, obviously, is, my favorite, because, hey. But it's definitely a good book.
Mm-hmm. Y'all should buy it. It's on Amazon.
Buy it on
Jamie
Amazon.
Needs more sales. The artwork for the background obviously is this. Wait. This one is the book cover. And then this one is done by Crossroad Art on Twitter.
You don't have to hold my arm.
They are not open for commissions, but they are great. I think that's it. And you know what? That was actually the smoothest one we've ever done. We only had to sacrifice a bunch of Fun Dip.
I'm terrified to see what the carpet looks like in there.
It's probably covered in Fun Dip.
I'm sure there's sugar everywhere.
I hope that you enjoyed it, Jamie. I hope anybody else who was watching also enjoyed it.
I had 5 viewers at one point in time. I was amazed. That's more than I had ever, actually.
And the good news is this will be on the channel for a while, and we can share it all over the place.
Yep, I can pull clips out and stuff. So if there's certain things that you want to see, Jamie, feel free to DM her, me, doesn't matter. And I can clip it and send it
off into stuff.
Into the ether.
Into the ether. Into the void.
Into where the shadow people are.
Yep.
Children's book where the shadow people are.
It's probably not a good children's.
It might not be a bad children's book. We don't really know. They're not inherently good or bad. I think they just attack whoever she tells them to. Maybe.
True.
Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm just misreading the book.
Well, you've only just started.
I've only just begun. My journey has only just begun. I'm not like the others.
No. Not like the others at all.
Not like the others.
All right. So I think we're going to call it here.
I think we're going to call it here.
All right.
Thanks for joining us. Jamie, again, thank you very much for your permission to utilize your book. Check it out. Fear and Fury
not
on
furries.
Amazon. Not Fear and Fury, not Fear and Furries on Amazon.
Oh, hold on.
And
one more thing.
hold up, one more thing. Just one?
Just one.
She goes running down the hallway, menacingly. She stalks backwards, carrying a new weapon in her hand.
Okay, there are.
There are 2.
First book,
What?
second book.
Torment, tarnish, fear, furries. I don't have a more funny one for this one yet. So.
Yet. Give him time. He'll come up with something.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We will see you at the next first chapter reading, whenever that is. Probably every other weekend or so, maybe, depending on what all is going on. So, did we have a book for the next one?
Things are falling.
You sat down really hard.
I did. I'm sorry. I don't know who's next off the top of my head.
We will figure it out, and we will let you all know, because, Twitter is that thing.
Soda.
And she wants more soda.
All right.
Well, y'all have a good night.
Have a good night. We will
Hope you
see you
enjoyed it.
later. Bye.
Bye.